Bryant has basically gone dark and said, my mind is made up. I want to be in another uniform.
I'll tell you this. No way in the world organization could explain trading away Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. You got some explaining to do. No question about it. Sit on Kobe Bryant and force him to continue to wear a Laker jersey. You do not trade the best player in the world.
Welcome back to another Lakeshow's Finest. As you may have heard in that clip just now, that was some fucking bullshit. That was Kobe saying, I want to be traded. And what happened today and yesterday? Well, I think you know. But first, I am your host, Charles Ryan, Kobe24MP3. I go by Chuck. I go by Charles Barkley. I go by Chucky Atkins. For all you OG Laker fans, you might know who Chucky Atkins is. Very brief Laker, but it's an extension of Chuck. So yeah, Kobe, Charles Ryan, whatever you want to call me. But yes, my fellow Lakeshow Finest friends, Kobe said he wanted to be traded. Jimmy Butler said he wanted to be traded. He did a whole half-an-hour interview with the most liberal, insane person ever. Well, not insane, but pretty outrageous. Rachel Nichols. 30-minute interview with her saying he wanted to be traded. So why do you think the NBA is targeting Anthony Davis, or more specifically Rich Paul? Because they hate the Lakers. The NBA hates Magic Johnson. Find him twice. The NBA hates Rob Pelinka. The Lakers are the evil empire of the National Basketball Association, and it will always be that way no matter what. We have been infamous. Whole entire decades, we've ripped off teams for players. Point, Pau Gasol. We somehow got a first-round pick, Magic Johnson. I think we've gotten like first-round picks in like the 80s and the 70s where we didn't even deserve them, or we somehow won and we made moves. I was around in the 80s and 70s. I should have looked that up before I came here. But we got first-round picks that turned into Magic, or I think Michael Thompson, something like that. The point is, we've been very lucky. We had an NBA 2002 NBA Western Conference game where the refs were paid off, and that benefited us, Lakers versus Kings. And we won that series and went to the NBA Finals. It might have been round 2, but remember, the Vlade Divac, Shaq tip out to Robert Horry's shot, of course. That series, the refs were paid off, and that was very infamous. So we've got a lot of benefits. A lot of benefit of the doubts, a lot of crazy things that have happened, but they will come after Magic Johnson's wallet no matter what. Adam Silver is going to do anything. And the Pelicans, by them publicly saying, you know what, I want the NBA to strictly enforce everything. The Lakers were so goddamn under the microscope that last year, after that Paul George bullshit tampering, the NBA forced Brian Shaw and some players and some coaches and other staff in the Lakers organization to hand over their cell phones. They literally pulled a Tom Brady. They said, give us your phones and we will look for your texts. And you know what happened? They gave them the phones. They didn't break the phones like Tom Brady and got suspended. They followed protocol. And guess what? They got fined and all that bullshit. And maybe if that never happened, we would have Paul George. But you know what? Fuck Paul George. But the point is, I play a clip from Kobe Bryant saying he wants to be traded. Jimmy Butler said he wants to be traded. There's been other scenarios of players publicly saying they want to be traded. But because it's Rich Paul, LeBron James, the Lakers, we will always be under fire no matter what. Especially if we get Anthony Davis soon. If we get Anthony Davis, we are a force to reckon with for the next 8 years because he's only 25 years old, which means I guarantee you we will go to the second round of the playoffs or farther for the next 8 years until he's 32, 33. And this is after LeBron retires in 5 years or whatever it is. And you know what? I'm not going to even touch on the Kyrie Irving thing until later. But I think that might be realistic as well, because that shit's real. That Kobe, Kyrie, Lakers connection, that shit's real. So, this is the schedule for today. I did my 4.5-minute rant based on that first clip. But we're going to talk about the 76ers. Not too much to talk about there. Unfortunate game. Didn't come out too much hidden, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about KYRIE once again. We'll talk about the cap situation regarding KYRIE, Anthony Davis, LeBron, how it will work out, who you have to trade. I have to talk about, would KYRIE take a pay cut? Like I said, KYRIE's influenced the Lakers organization, how he loves Kobe, called Kobe, grew up a Lakers fan. We'll talk about Klay Thompson a little bit and how he publicly said a few things about the Lakers. So everybody likes the Lakers. Let's just put it like that. Klay Thompson's dad, does play-by-play for the Lakers. And then we'll touch on Lonzo and Kuz, rookie sophomore stuff, and maybe a story time. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm leaning towards yes. It might be a no. Gotta see what happens. Maybe I'm teasing you. Who knows? All right. So the Lakers were defeated by the Philadelphia 76ers, unfortunately, tonight. We lost 121-105. It was a wire-to-wire victory for the Sixers, which means, for those of you unaware, they never were behind in the game. They led the whole entire way. So, I was really upset by the way they came out. It's not good when you go down 20 early. That's usually not a good sign. But when you have a day off before, it's not like you're back-to-back. Come on, you got to come out stronger. I understand Kuz is out and Lonzo and LeBron are out, but that Suns game was supposed to be a game that, kind of prepared you for the 76ers game. It was like, okay, we're good. Got some chemistry here with this new lineup, yada, yada, but bam. You can't do that. You got to take care of the ball. I don't know how many turnovers they had. It was outrageous. I think Rondo had 5 turnovers. 21 total turnovers for the game. If you cut those turnovers in half, it's a completely different game. Rondo's handle was sloppy. And this is after Rondo's last 2 games. I'm pretty sure he had 5 turnovers combined in his last 2 games coming back. And if not, if it's one more over, still. The point is, I don't know what happened to Rondo. I mean, he did play 35 minutes tonight, but still. I don't know what happened, and, he shot poorly, only 5 points. I don't know if, Drew Holiday. I don't know if Ben Simmons, I was watching the Pelicans Rockets game before, so that's why Drew Holiday's in my head. And fortunately, the Rockets lost. But yeah, Ben Simmons might have locked him up. I don't know. Ben Simmons is bigger. Maybe the length got to him because Rondo's only like 6'1", 6'2", 6 feet. So, I mean, not a lot to say here. I thought JaVale played great. I thought it was interesting Zubats only got 16 minutes and JaVale got majority. I don't know if this is foreshadowing. Maybe JaVale will be reinserted in the starting lineup. I have no idea because Zubats only shot 5 shots and JaVale shot 12. And JaVale, what's funny about JaVale and Zubats' shots is like when they miss, it's like not like they're like kind of 50-50 balls. Like they could easily, spin in or spin out. Like it's not like they're ever like super off. So like like JaVale could have easily been like 10 for 12 tonight. It's just like sometimes he gets really lucky bounces and sometimes he doesn't. Like B.I. shot 16 for 20 from the field. Brandon Ingram had 36 points tonight. 16 for 20 from the field. See, these are the type of games I want to see from B.I. And it makes you think, well, what should we trade him? The answer is yes. I'm sorry. It's great that he's scoring 36 points. That's showcasing his talent and what he's capable of. But once again, the theme with this team for the past 52 games is, can we fucking be consistent? I'm sorry, 51 games. Can we actually string together some consistency with our players? So when I see Brandon Ingram score 36 points, and I'm thinking, you know what? This guy's a freak, long arms, pull up. He had some nice pull-ups tonight. I gotta tell you, he had some nice pull-up fades. Yeah, I think he had like a not a buzzer beater, with like 1 second in the third, or I think he had with 1 second in the third, I'm pretty sure. He had a nice pull up from the elbow. So, I mean, got some talent there. But yeah, it was just the turnovers. Rondo, 5 turnovers. Brandon had 3 turnovers. But Brandon played 40 minutes, so 3 turnovers is not terrible. Lance, 4 turnovers. We just got to tighten up. These are basic fundamentals. You don't look at a guy for 5 seconds and then pass it to him. And Rondo especially knows this. Rondo's one of the best point guards in the history of the NBA. And I don't think that's hyperbole, because he's one of the most unique. And maybe that is a little bit too much. But Rondo's pretty damn good, And I hope Rondo becomes the first person ever in NBA history to win a championship with the Celtics and the Lakers. That would be amazing. I think I mentioned this last podcast. I would love to give Rondo a 3-year, $20 million contract with a team option on the third year, or do a 2-year, like $12 million with a team option on the second. But based on the developments from the last couple of days, I might have to hold back on that. But I would love to have Rondo as a backup to either Lonzo or KYRIE, but let's be realistic. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot to talk about. Lakers had some exciting points and runs, and LeBron was celebrating, and it was nice to see him actually get up off the bench for once. But you know what? We have a road trip right now. You don't want to start off on your road trip with a loss like this. And technically, the Clippers game is not a road trip. It's at the Clippers, so technically it's not the beginning of the road trip. So that's the game. You need to set the tone. And I said this last podcast, I'm going to take a crystal ball and say LeBron will come back versus the Warriors on, I believe, Saturday. Well, I'm going to modify that. I think it's tomorrow, Thursday, versus the Clippers. It's Tuesday right now, Tuesday night. So, for you smart people out there, if you want a cheap goddamn ticket to see LeBron James' first game back, I highly recommend getting a Lakers at Clippers ticket. At Clippers. You understand that? Right now. Get your tickets. Do it now. Like what I did with the Timberwolves, even though they got killed. I got a ticket days before people knew Rondo would be back. And I truly thought that people were insane to not realize that. So people have to realize you have about 36 hours. 36 hours to get your ticket for Lakers at Clippers, because those tickets are way cheaper, I'll tell you. All right. So I've helped you out with your money. I helped you out with some good pointers about what to do. But not just summarize the Lakers, 76ers, whatever. Ben Simmons is a bitch. Joel Embiid's a bitch. Whatever. Who the hell is Michael Muscala? Well, I know who he is, but why is he getting 17 points? How did Corey Brewer get picked up by the 76ers? When did this even happen? I liked Corey Brewer on the Lakers. I liked him on the Rockets and Timberwolves, but I thought he was out of the league, but whatever. So right now we are 9th seed. We are 2 games back of the 8th seed, which is the Los Angeles Clippers. So if we beat the Los Angeles Clippers, that closes the gap against the Los Angeles Clippers. So what we need to do is get this goddamn win. Because we lost to the Jazz a couple weeks ago, and we were the 8th seed, and the Jazz were the 9th seed, and now look where the Jazz are. They are, on their last 10, 9-1 in the 7th seed. And the Jazz are half a game back of the 5th seed. So what would have happened if we won? Maybe they'd be on a different course a couple weeks ago, but we definitely would have had more separation, obviously. So when LeBron comes back, this will be okay. We're only 2 games back. We'll be fine. I said this last podcast. The Nuggets are the 2 seed. If the Lakers are the 7 seed, and you do get Anthony Davis, and you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Rajon Rondo against the Nuggets, I'm sorry. I'll go with the people that have championships and one of the best power forwards of all time versus a team like the Nuggets who has never been in the playoffs. I believe with Jokic. I believe 2 years ago they were not. I'm saying with Nikola Jokic, he's never been in the playoffs, I believe. Could be wrong, but that's in my memory the case. So yeah, Gotta tighten it up. Gotta tighten it up, baby. Gotta get that shit cut. So let's talk a little about Anthony Davis, the story that's been consuming the media, the story that I talked about last podcast. I said trade scenarios, and I was emphasizing get AD right now, trade Zubats, and this is before, this was probably 10 hours before 4 a.m. West Coast time, 2 days ago, where Anthony announced that he wanted out. Well, the Lakers were, Rich Paul was fined $50,000. AD was fined $50,000, like I said at the top of the show. And let me tell you something. That shit's never gonna happen again. This will go down as the most infamous fine in NBA history because it's so contradictory, it's so hypocritical about all the other shit that's happened in the past. So let's talk about a little about KYRIE, AD, and the cap situation. So at first I was thinking, you know what, this is some BR, ESPN, hype, fanboy, blog boy bullshit, KYRIE, Anthony Davis, LeBron, this, that, how's that going to work with money-wise, yada, yada. And this is what you have to do. You have to trade everyone, but keep one player. And I think that player has to be Kuzma because of his contract situation. It could be BI, but then you have to risk, you might have to risk not giving him a rookie extension. I mean, you can do it, but yeah, I think Kuz might be the best one. But here's the thing. You have to trade Lonzo. Lonzo's my favorite player. I think Lonzo, this is truly what I'm all on the Lonzo train. Like Bill Simmons, I'm the captain of the goddamn train. I think he will be one of the greatest point guards of all time. And I think being on the Lakers is the perfect environment for him to flourish because he has LeBron, he has Rondo, he has Magic Johnson, one of the greatest point guards of all time, if not the greatest point guard, to, mentor him and all that. But if I'm going to pick Lonzo or KYRIE, I would pick Lonzo because it's for the future. But we can't afford the future. We can't afford to wait 2 years for Lonzo to bloom, to blossom into what he's going to be. KYRIE's 26 years old. Anthony Davis is 25 years old. Kyle Kuzma is 23 years old. Do you understand how time-sensitive LeBron's career is? If you get KYRIE and AD, and you can lock them up for the next 8, or just the rest of their career, they're 25, 26, they'll probably retire like 35, 36. Maybe they'll develop some technology to make you live forever and have the best shit, best body and all that stuff in 5 years. I don't know. But you want to have security after LeBron. And this is the security. AD, the best power forward of all time, in my opinion. Sorry, Tim Duncan. And KYRIE. I know it sounds ridiculous, KYRIE, LeBron pairing up again, but KYRIE loves Kobe. When KYRIE won that ring, the first person he called was Kobe. Right after he got that ring in 2016, he FaceTimed Kobe. You can look that shit up. He loves Kobe. When KYRIE was at the Olympics training camp in, 2010 FIBA? I don't know. There was some Olympics training camp with Coach K and all that, and KYRIE was there. And I'm not even sure if he was in the NBA yet. I think it was the summer before the NBA. Remember how Anthony Davis was on the Olympic team, and this was the summer before he went to the Pelicans, I think. KYRIE was, talking to Kobe, challenging him in one-on-one. Kobe was like, "Nah, you can't beat me." And ever since, they've probably had really great. That's when they probably started their relationship because KYRIE's in love with Kobe. And if you're Kyrie Irving, and you love Kobe, and you've been a Laker fan your whole life until, obviously, being on the Celtics and the Cavs, don't you want to be the guy that brings back your favorite childhood franchise to the top? Don't you want to be the guy that says, you know what, it goes Kobe, and then LeBron and me again. I will be Kobe's successor at the guard position, and I will bring us back because this is the franchise I love. Wouldn't you want to do that? I don't think there's beef between LeBron and Kyrie anymore. I think that they haven't been together in like what, a year. So shit's cooled down, you know, obviously. And I think Kyrie has talked to LeBron a lot lately. Besides that stupid public thing, I think they're cool. It'd be funny as shit to reunite on a different team, like D-Wade and LeBron on a different team, but I think it's worth it. This is the problem. When you get AD, you have to give away BI or Lonzo, or both, because their contracts are too big. You can't keep both. Like I said, you give away Lonzo because of Kyrie. So bam, Lonzo's off the books. Why not just throw in BI too? Because the Pelicans aren't going to do us any favors. Bam, BI, Lonzo's gone. So you have Kuzma's sexy contract. You have Josh Hart's sexy contract. You acquire AD. LeBron's already locked in. I don't know if you can force Anthony Davis. Sorry, just looking up the contract details for all y'all. See, here's the thing. I don't know if you can force Anthony Davis to well, never mind. Scratch what I'm saying. Sorry. Confused myself for a second. The point is, Anthony Davis will still be locked into his contract next year, the current contract. So you're not worried about giving him more money. So what you're dealing with is the cap space over the summer. And obviously once you take on Anthony Davis' contract, the contracts of Lonzo and B.I. go out. You don't need to give B.I. an extension. You don't have to worry about that money anymore. He's gone, and you just have Kuz. And then you give the rest of the money to Kyrie, right? You give him what? Max contract? You make him take a pay cut? Whatever. He likes the Lakers, so maybe he takes a pay cut. So, right there, bam. You have Kyrie's bird rights, Anthony Davis's bird rights, and I guess you can say LeBron's, but that's a different thing. Bam, you have the bird rights. So you can go over the cap, which means that you can give them an extension and still go over the cap hold, or the cap threshold of 102, 108 million, whatever. But what's impeding that is if you keep BI and you keep Lonzo, because their contracts keep going up. So this is the name of the game, right? This is exactly what oh God, how am I blanking on these names? This is exactly what Danny Ainge does. He trades away the older players to keep the younger players who are on better contracts versus giving the older players extensions. Like, he played Marcus Smart into that cheap extension. He utzed him down. Like, what's his name? God damn it. Daryl Morey. He could have given Clint Capella an extension, a rookie extension. But no. He let him be a free agent, and then he paid him. So the point is, you want to get rid of these contracts. I think Lonzo's cap hold is like 20-something million. Brandon is like 18 million after their fourth year. So the point is, I'm sorry if I'm being confusing. Just I'm talking about the money situation here. I'm saying it's possible to have Kyrie and AD and LeBron on the same team. And once you get rid of those long contracts, then you have more cap space for other players, and you can do exactly what the Cavs and the Warriors did on their championship runs and current Warriors championship runs, where you sign all these veteran players or other players for minimum contracts. Like David West on the Warriors was on like a 2.1 minimum veteran contract. JaVale, when he was on the Warriors, was on a minimum contract. All these guys would take pay cuts to be on these championship teams, and that's what the Lakers will have to do. Also, I recommend keeping Rondo, but the main thing is the core will be KYRIE, AD, LeBron, Kuzma, Josh Hart, Zubats, and Rondo. That is my dream scenario. My first dream scenario was keep Lonzo, but I have been thinking about this, and if we want to win now, that's the way to go. The problem is, KYRIE is in our control. We can control that. Obviously, LeBron's with us, but we can't control what the Pelicans will do. We can't control whether they'll hold out until the summer for other teams, but it makes no sense. Because why would Anthony Davis sign with other teams when the other teams know that they're not going to... Because after this summer, he has one more year left, right? And then he can opt out of his player option, become a free agent. Why would those teams take a chance when they know he's going to leave? Because this isn't a Paul George situation where Paul George says he wanted to go to the Lakers and the Thunder took a chance. This isn't a Kawhi Leonard situation where the Raptors, if the Raptors go all the way, maybe Kawhi stays. If Kawhi leaves, the Raptors can rebuild. This is a situation where we have the same freaking agent as LeBron's agent with Anthony Davis. The fix has been in ever since September when Anthony Davis signed with Clutch, period. Why would the Celtics trade Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for Anthony Davis when they know that he will be gone in 365 days when they sign him? Makes absolutely no sense. Why would the Sixers trade for him over the summer? Why would the 76ers do that? Makes no sense. Why would the Raptors do that? It's done. We're getting AD one way or another. And the point is, do we want to overpay now? Or do we want to do it later? And I think the thing to do is now. Because it guarantees it. You don't have to fight off these other teams, even though they may be skeptical about it. Because right now, we just have to do it. I'm sorry. It's too time sensitive for LeBron. It's like wasting 1 year of LeBron. We're not going to go to the finals anyways. But these final 3 months, from February to May, or hopefully not just February to April, is an evaluation month of the 30 games left after the All-Star break and the round or two of the playoffs to gel and mesh together, and then next year you can follow through, rather than having next year to just work things out in the beginning and then do well, right? It took the Cavs some time to work things out, 2015, but we will have that time to do it. And I'll quickly touch on KLAY. So KLAY said he wouldn't mind going to Lakers. These are quotes. This isn't like some made-up thing that Stephen A. said, or Rick Bucher said, or Brian Scott said on NBA's Jump. Klay Thompson said, maybe I'd consider signing with the Lakers if Golden State doesn't give me max contract and the Lakers do. Huh. Do you want a 4 years, $200 million contract, or do you want to go to the Warriors where they're saying, I'll give you a pay cut? He already won 3 championships from the Warriors. It's going to be 4 years. It's going to be 4 championships. He will leave if we offer him the max. So that's another angle. And once again, Klay's dad is announced for the Lakers. Klay's a huge Kobe fan. He grew up in LA, loves Kobe. The infamous story of he had an opportunity to meet Kobe when he was really young, and he was so bashful and shy that he didn't go. And of course, obviously, he's talked to Kobe a bunch and all that now, but this was when he was really young. So these players want to go to the Lakers once again. They want to be the individuals that bring them back to the top, and then they will go down record books in history as that team that brought them back to the promised land. Like the Lakers sucked in the 90s, right? And then in the 1996 Lakers got Shaq. And Shaq and Kobe brought them back to the promised land. Same thing here. So, real fast about the rookie-sophomore thing. Apparently, Kuzma and Lonzo were selected, and NBA is showing pictures of Kuzma and Lonzo in Laker jerseys. It's kind of funny because they both could be gone. Also, I don't understand. I thought you're not allowed to in my memory, I thought you can't trade injured players Lonzo's going to be out for the next month and a half, so I don't know if the Pelicans can waive the physical, because you have to take a physical before you officially trade. I don't know if they will waive the physical and just accept him as injured. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I should have looked that up before doing this. But I'm very confused on that part. If Lonzo can't be traded, then you're gone. But the point is, it's funny that the NBA posted this picture of them together on the Team USA, because they both could be gone in different jerseys. And then also, why was Lonzo even selected in the first place when he's injured as well? Like, I guess you get selected and then 2 seconds later you're replaced. So, whatever. There will be no story time today. I'm very sorry. I decided not to because I just did 30 minutes of talking to you guys. My first podcast a couple weeks ago was about 37 minutes. So I'm about to break that record if I keep going on to a story time. So, no story time. The last 2 days has been the biggest days in Lakers history since LeBron signed, pretty much. But if you want to go back even farther to like when Pau Gasol signed, in the sense that this can be the automatic championship caliber team right away. Yeah. So, thank you for listening. I'm sorry if I lagged a little bit talking about the cap situation. I wasn't as fluid as I usually am regarding that, but it's because you got to work out certain situations if you want to go and get all these players. And yeah, so I'm Kobe 24 status, Kobe 24 MP3. Here's truly Charles Ryan. Once again, I appreciate the support. I had this very nice comment on one of my videos, and it's my first comment on one of my Lakeshow Finest videos. And obviously, you can't comment on podcasts. I mean, you can write a review, but so it's nice, get some feedback. I really value it. I mean, it's funny because that Mamba video I posted about 9 days ago has 0 comments, but it has over 800 views. So it's funny how that it is, My most popular video on my YouTube channel has almost 200,000 views. And I think there's only like 50 comments. 50 to 200,000 ratio is insane. The point is I value you guys' feedback, and it was nice to hear something from someone saying, I really like your stuff. So, like I said, if you don't like my stuff, please comment. I prefer you not to say, you suck or you're a bitch ass, but you're terrible at what you do. But if you want to constructively say, I think you should work on X, work on Y. Maybe don't do this, don't do that. Maybe do more of this. I don't care. I value criticism. Like I said, I've done radio in the past. I did radio at the college I went to. I've done podcasts in the past. I've done podcasts that I haven't aired. I've taken down podcasts on this network because, well, we can get into that later. But the point is I've been doing radio for the past probably 6 years, and been blogging, all this stuff, and I really value you guys' feedback, input, whatever. If you want to contact me, you can on Twitter. There's email info on the thing. Just any questions, because I really care about you guys. I'm not one of those guys who just posts and doesn't look at the comments or scoffs at you guys. I really care. I really care. So I've gone on too long. I'm sorry. If you listened this far, thank you very much. Once again, I'm Charles Ryan. Take care, and Mamba out, bro.